Hello, everybody, and good morning. Today is June 4th, 2017. I believe this is my 23rd day into my second year. Um, and I don't know how long this video will be because I don't know when my daughter's going to wake up. The house is extremely quiet. It's Sunday morning. I believe I've already walked 2 miles and started housework. Obviously, got my apron on. And, I'm trying to be very quiet because I don't want to wake my daughter. I know she stayed up late playing video games. It's the summer, etc., etc. So I just wanted to kind of give an update video of where I'm at here after my first year, 23 days in to the next year. I've had online dating on my mind a lot. I think in my past couple of videos I've mentioned it, talked about OkCupid, and the other day on Friday I checked out, eHarmony and Match.com, and one of my friends had suggested Plenty of Fish, which seems to be like the cheapest. They all kind of say they're free in a way, but whether they don't let you see the picture of people you're interested in, or they don't let you communicate with the person, or whatever, there's some money that's involved in some way, shape, or form. It's not free. Technically it is, I guess. Obviously they want a lot of people to make a profile because then they can say, well, we have, so many thousands of people who are just waiting to meet you, and I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and buy the cheapest package on Plenty of Fish just so I can see more of people's profiles. And, like I said, on that, I get to people, it says, you have 9 people who are interested in you and 3 of them want to meet you. And so I'm wondering how much of that is really a marketing thing. And then the other thing is, depending on the search engine, someone who is interested in meeting me could be on the other side of the country. You know what I mean? It's like you just don't know. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about doing and the money somewhat, we did Hulu for a while, and I think I still have Hulu in the budget. And we've, since stopped doing Hulu. So that was $7 or $8. And so to just, instead of doing Hulu, do the other, Plenty of Fish, it's not that much of a mental stretch for me. Plus, again, it enhances my ability. Now, that leads into kind of the next part of this video, which is, how serious am I? I mean, I was thinking as I was walking this morning, I'm like, what would I do if someone said, that they wanted to meet me? How would that go? I mean, it gave me kind of the jitters, like, this would be my first time being on a date. If I was so fortunate to be on a date with someone, in the female role. I like to think of myself in the female role. In addition to the rules of dating changes periodically, but again, me being on the other side of the fence now, should I pay for dinner? You know what I mean? Once upon a time, and again in the other role, I would have expected to pay for dinner for the woman, but I also considered it pretty classy if she paid. You know what I mean? So there's some tricks to it. There's some things for me to figure out. But again, I was thinking again about, what would happen if someone wanted to meet me, and I want to say, I want to send them a message back that says, now you've read my profile, I'm transgender, right? I don't want to get to the, and that's the other thing about the dating sites is they try to shove pictures in your face. So you see a photo and you see a photo and you see a photo, and you have no way of knowing that this person read your profile. And even in my profile, explicitly say 2 different areas. I'm transgender. I'm a pre-op. I'm gonna have, my goal is to have the surgery, etc., etc., etc. There's no guarantee that a guy even reads that. He could just be looking at your picture and going, okay, I want to meet her, or okay, I have to click on 50 people to, for my search criteria, so I'm just gonna hit yes, I want to meet her. I won't know that till I get there. But that's kind of been a bit of a concern for me is, if I get to that point, and here I am, like almost not necessarily pushing it, but to be dating, how would I go about, dating someone, and what would we do? And, again, there's a lot of ifs, whats, could be's that you just don't know till you get there, so I guess my experience tells me just to push through it and try it and see. Don't get paralyzed with fear. That's pretty sound. That's what I would tell anybody else. Maybe I should listen to my own advice. But it does ask some questions like, again, if I am to be saving up for surgery, which I can't have till January, I can't have my surgery until January 2018, which is a little less than 6 months away now. Which takes more priority? And, if I was to, back when I dated on the other side of the fence, we would go to Applebee's, we would go places, and, I don't really have the money right now to do all that. That's not to say you have to, but, you almost have to have a safe place to meet, which is going to be a bar or a restaurant, I hate to say. And, you have to have that money to do your thing. And, what is it going to sound like? Or, I'm going to order a salad, again, something to think about as I, and possibly you, if you're in the same situation, or you find yourself in the same situation where you're kind of looking at the future, so that's kind of been a lot on my mind lately. What is the next step? And, if I was to meet Mr. Wonderful, or if I was to meet person A and I didn't like him, could I be honest with myself, and say, no, I don't like you. And vice versa, to expect that rejection. You know what I mean? I was thinking a lot about my past. The last person I dated was my ex-wife, right? I mean, we got married and that was it for dating. So I've been trying to think about where I went wrong and where I went right as far as picking somebody, or my requirements. And my requirements are definitely different. When I look at someone's profile, and that was going to be the next topic here. When I look at someone's profile and, you see someone, I've noticed, you see guys, number one, guys tend to lie about their age. They make themselves out younger than I think they really are. But you see, the muscle, the guy with the muscle, he's like, muscle, well, that's kind of a turnoff to me. I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested kind of in the intellectual side of things. And I'm definitely more interested in security. You look at a profile and someone who, I hate to say, you look at someone's picture and you're like, no. And maybe you can tell more. I'm going to say women's intuition, but I think that's not necessarily it. You can just look at someone and say no. But how fair is that? That's judging a book by its cover, right? In the same way that I don't want someone to just, look at my profile and go, oh, trans, not worth it, not interested. But again, that's reality, And many, 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 many moons ago, back in 1994, when I really was thinking of transitioning and coming out of the closet, as it were, excuse me, I had a friend of mine, Hamster was his name. He was not into hamsters. Don't go there. He's a really cute guy. He was gay, unfortunately for me. Should try and track him down now. He had said to me that, I would meet someone and just the pool of people would be smaller because I was trans, and so that's, I think, true. But it is funny to look at someone, no, not interested, no, not interested. And I see people with, balding, and, again, it's for physical attraction, and so let's say out of 100 people, you're going to immediately, 60% of them are gone. So now you have 40 people left. And then you're looking at those and you're like, okay, we can do away with the muscle. We can do away. I mean, some guys' personals are like, they look like they should be on, not America's Most Wanted, but the crime tip line. They're just like, their faces are just kind of like, I'm miserable, but then again, I'm a serial killer. They kind of have that. I'm trying to look at myself in the little window here, but anyway, so yeah, so again, down to those 40 in my example, and so let's say half of them, so you're down to 20 who passed the I don't look like a psychopath test. Of course, granted, if you were a psychopath, you would look like everyone else, right? You wouldn't be, I'm trying not to be funny. What up, my poor sense of humor. So again, you're down to those 20 guys, and then you look at those 20 guys, and you're like, okay, self-employed to me is a big turnoff. I'm not interested, and that's something that I found as part of this process too, is I'm looking at these guys and I'm seeing the traits maybe in my ex-wife, for example, or things that I don't like, and I can't tell you anything now because it's going to sound like I'm ragging on my ex-wife, and I'm not going to do that, but traits that I don't like about people in general that I've learned not to like. And so then, you're down to 5 or 6, if that, and then you reach out to them, and, it's just reality. The majority of them are going to see the word trans and just not interested, and that's okay. Hey, I'd much rather you be honest. But, you're down to that 1 or 2 that's like, and I haven't encountered the 1 or 2. I'll be honest with you. I haven't encountered the 2. I haven't gotten that far. I've messaged a couple people, so maybe I've gotten down to that 10 level, and so far I've only met people not interested. And again, by the same token, you could look at me and go, not interested. She's ugly. She's an ugly woman. And that's okay. That's, hey, you're not attracted. No problem. Good luck to you. Seriously. But I think it's kind of funny. And then I made a comment on my Facebook page about I would see guys who looked like my dad, and I noticed that I immediately just reject. And again, it kind of gets a little creepy when you see people that remind you of your father, and you're like, oh, I'm not attracted. No. And then, it's, I don't know. It's like, what else is going on here that I can share with you here some 20 some odd days into the second year? Got a lot more courage. I've been trying to get out and do things, and that's part of also the dating thing, is to get out of my house and go somewhere and do something new. I've been walking on our bridge we have here, the Big Four Bridge. There was a farmer's market yesterday. There was, just to get out. I try to get my daughter out, get away from the video games and the internet, and, go out and do things. And you can only hope that you meet somebody, that way. And then I guess as my closing thought here in my last minute or so, I want to know where all the nerds are at. When I first moved up here and trying desperately to meet gamers, Dungeons & Dragons gamers, I would come across these guys who were like in their mid 20s or 30s, kind of nerdy, IT, and single. And I'm like, okay, did they all find people? Where's the nerds at? Where are the geeks at? And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but as someone who likes comic books, who likes video games, who likes the stereotypical, Magic, Pokemon, Dune, anything that I would kind of consider to be kind of nerdy, where'd they go? Did they die off? Did they all move? Did the mothership come and take them away? I don't know, but I'm almost out of time. So, but anyway, that's where I am. Good spirits. Everything's good. I have no real complaints. So I hope all is good near you, and we'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye. Good luck.